Have you ever built an amazing landing page, drove targeted traffic to it, and then found that everything you're doing, you're just not getting any conversions? It sucks. You put in all this time, you put in all these resources, you just can't get sales for the life of you. Hey everyone, I'm Patel, and today I'm gonna share 7 landing page flaws that'll kill your conversions. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this video. If you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. That way when I go live, you'll get notified. So let's dive right in to the flaws. The first flaw is load time. And you've probably heard this before, speed matters. But let me actually back it up with the stat. So we have this business called Crazy Egg. It provides heat map analytics and it allows things like A/B testing and user recordings and all this kind of stuff for you to help understand how people interact and engage with your site. Did you know that when we were optimizing our site and trying to improve our load times, we found that every second we improved in load time, our conversions went up 6%. Now just imagine that. Every second we improved in load time, it went up by roughly 6%. That's huge. And the reason especially it's important in today's world, specifically if you're e-commerce, is people are on mobile devices. I don't care if they're on 5G or 4G or LTE. Just because they have all these fancy devices and technology doesn't mean they're in a place with amazing reception. For that reason, you need fast load times. They say the average human has an attention span of less than a goldfish. That's right, less than a goldfish. So if you can't make your site load fast, someone's gonna leave, go somewhere else, and they're gonna get the conversion. So speed is everything. The second flaw is generic landing pages. And no, I don't mean a generic landing page in which a landing page is selling all your services or all your products. Yeah, sure, you already know that you need to get specific and only sell one product or one service. But here's what I mean by generic landing pages. Even if you're selling one product or one service, keep in mind every single traffic source is different. Getting visitors from Google AdWords from someone searching a keyword is totally different than someone coming from a Facebook ad. That's also totally different than someone coming from Instagram. That's also totally different than someone coming from Pinterest or LinkedIn. So what I mean, you need to get super granular and specific with your landing page. Of course, you're gonna only have one product or one service on a landing page, but that landing page needs to be super targeted for that audience. Now, I used to do the marketing for TechCrunch, and back in the day when I used to do their marketing, TechCrunch used to link to my site and it would drive traffic. We used to have a message for TechCrunch readers and adjust the landing page just for them because we knew a lot of them were startups or venture-backed companies. Well, on the flip side, if someone came to me from Entrepreneur Magazine, it was less likelihood that they were venture funded or they were further along. Most of the people that would come to us from Entrepreneur Magazine, which is also a great traffic source, they were more so newbie entrepreneurs just starting out. So by adapting your landing page to the traffic source, you'll find that you'll boost conversions a lot more. And the way you do this is put your mind inside the traffic source. Like, how are people using Google different than people using Facebook? When you're on Google, you're doing a search. You're looking for a solution to your problem. Your problem is typically whatever keyword you typed in the search box. On Facebook, you're browsing and looking at pictures of your friends. They may show you an ad related to a product or service that may pique your interest, but in general, you're not right then and there looking for a problem to your solution. So the pitch from a landing page on, let's say, Facebook needs to be more broad, tell a story. Well, the landing page on Google needs to hit really hard on the solution to the problem right away. The third flaw is distractions. We're in a world where there's a lot of ADD. We have attention spans of less than a goldfish, which you guys already know now. So why would you want to end up showing them tons of navigational options, header, footer? Now, in some certain traffic sources, for quote unquote quality score reasons and things like that, you may need to include some navigational elements, but you don't need to go full blown with tons of drop downs and too many navigational options to pick from. But being very specific with where you're focusing a user's attention, you're gonna be better off. And this is important because a lot of people are also starting to do things like on their site, doing chat, they're also doing pop-ups, they're also doing quizzes. So they have a landing page with all these things. Now, we found chat to also boost conversions, But the flaw that I'm getting here with all these things is sometimes mouse movements are really sensitive And when a user's scrolling and reading, it may trigger an exit pop-up instead of just showing them their content. If that's what's happening, they're less likely to convert. So you don't want to distract people with too many bells or whistles, or by having too many different navigational options or too many color schemes on that page. The fourth flaw is a visual disconnect. If you have an ad that's promising something and you don't deliver on that promise in the landing page, it's not going to work. The simplest example of this flaw is someone doing a Google search. If someone typed in Apple MacBook and hypothetically you were bidding on that term and they went to your landing page, but you don't have the term Apple MacBook on there, or you don't have a picture of an Apple MacBook, what do you think is going to happen? Your conversions are going to tank. So not only do the text need to align with how you first drew them in from that initial ad, or that landing page or website that's linking to you matching their copy, but more so your visual cues, the images when you're describing the product or service also need to match with that ad copy or that initial traffic source that drove visitors to your site. The fifth one is a bad mobile experience. Did you know that the majority of searches on Google now happen over a mobile phone? That's right, they're not happening from your laptop, they're not happening from a tablet, it's happening from a mobile device. That thing that's in your pocket 24/7. It's on you more than your laptop or a desktop computer is, hence more people use it for search. So if more people are using it, but your site isn't mobile compatible, your landing page isn't, what do you think is going to happen with your conversions? It's not going to do well. It's super important that it is mobile compatible. Now, you shouldn't go and create a mobile specific landing page. I just like making my landing pages responsive. That way, if someone's on a tablet, a big laptop, a big desktop screen, or a small mobile device, it continually adjusts in size for that user. So that way you only have to do one page and you don't continually have to maintain 5 or 10 different pages. The sixth flaw is not addressing buyer concerns. There could be, hey, what if I don't like this product or service? Is there a money back guarantee? Is there a free trial, assuming it's a software as a service company? What do other people think about this product? Do you have reviews on those pages? How does a product or service look? Do you have video testimonials or case studies? All these things are objections and concerns. If you can answer them within your landing page, you're more likely to convert. Most people think of a landing page as, oh, I want it as short as possible, get someone to click, put in their credit card, and buy from me. It's not about being as short as possible and getting someone to click. It's about answering people's objections. Whatever objections people have, if you answer them, they're much more likely to convert. If you don't answer someone's objections and concerns, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to bounce away. They're not going to convert. If you're not sure what people's objections are, you can always use survey tools like Hotjar or SurveyMonkey to figure out what people's objections are or concerns are, and then you can address them within your content. Last but not least, number 7, you're making the landing page too complicated. What I mean by that is I'm not talking about length. I'm not talking about, oh, do you have too many images or videos? I'm talking about the process. If you're a lead form, do you have 50 form fields? Well, if you have 50 form fields, you're going to lose most people. If you're a checkout process for an e-commerce page, how many form fields do you really need? Can you autofill? Can you have authentication services through like login with Google or login with Facebook to make it so much simpler when someone's already coming from Facebook? All these things can make it more convenient for the user. If you make your landing pages more convenient, the chances are they're going to convert more. If you make it more complicated and harder for them, they're less likely to convert. Just think of it this way. If someone's on a mobile device and they have 10, 12 form fields, do you think they want to fill them out, or do you think they rather click a button that fills out maybe half of them and then the other half they have to do manual? They rather only do half of them and have the other ones done automatically and some done manual. Make it convenient for people. If you make your processes, your checkout, your lead forms too complicated, you're not going to convert as well. If you need help getting more sales from your landing pages or more traffic, check out my ad agency, Patel Digital. If you enjoyed the video, like it, share it, tell other people about it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.